In the heart of the idyllic Shire, nestled among the lush green hills and serene meadows, dwelt a humble hobbit by the name of Bilbo Baggins. Unbeknownst to him, his unassuming life was about to be upended in a whirlwind of adventure, where ancient secrets would unravel, and he would find himself confronted by the best and worst that Middle-earth had to offer. One fateful day, as Bilbo contentedly smoked his pipe, a wise and enigmatic wizard named Gandalf the Grey appeared at his doorstep. Accompanied by an assembly of 13 dwarfs led by the regal Thorin Oakenshield, they entreated Bilbo to join them on a perilous quest to reclaim the dwarfs' ancestral homeland, the Lonely Mountain, from the fearsome dragon, Smaug. Caught off guard by the intrusion, Bilbo reluctantly agreed, setting off on a journey that would challenge him in ways he had never imagined. Throughout their arduous trek, the motley crew of hobbit, dwarfs, and wizard encountered many obstacles and adversaries, from the treacherous goblin-infested caves of the Misty Mountains to the eerie and enchanted Mirkwood Forest. In each instance, Bilbo discovered reserves of courage and cunning he never knew he possessed. As the journey unfolded, the hobbit's growth in confidence and resourcefulness became evident, inspiring those around him. It was in the goblin tunnels that Bilbo's life would change forever, as he stumbled upon a mysterious golden ring. While lost and separated from his companions, he encountered Gollum, a wretched creature consumed by the ring's insidious power. After winning a battle of riddles, Bilbo narrowly escaped Gollum's clutches, using the ring's unexpected power of invisibility. Unbeknownst to the hobbit, this seemingly inconsequential trinket held a much darker and far-reaching significance. With the ring secured, Bilbo's mettle was tested time and again. In Mirkwood, he single-handedly rescued his dwarf companions from a colony of giant spiders, and later from the dungeons of the haughty wood elves. As they drew nearer to their destination, Bilbo's role evolved from that of a reluctant participant to a true leader, earning the respect of the dwarfs, who once viewed him as little more than a burden. Upon reaching the Lonely Mountain, Bilbo, now a seasoned adventurer, faced his greatest challenge yet, the dragon Smaug. Employing his wit and the power of the ring, the hobbit outsmarted the ancient Wyrm, learning of a weakness in its armor, a chink in the dragon's impregnable scales. With this crucial information, Bilbo and his companions were able to devise a plan to vanquish the great beast and reclaim their homeland. But their triumph was short-lived, for as news of Smaug's defeat spread, so too did greed and the lust for the dragon's hoard. A host of men and elves, led by Bard, the dragon slayer, and Thranduil, the Elven King, arrived at the Lonely Mountain, demanding a share of the treasure. Fueled by his desire to secure the dwarf's wealth, Thorin refused, summoning his kin from the Iron Hills, led by his cousin Dane Ironfoot. As the tensions between the factions reached a boiling point, Bilbo, in a desperate act to avert war, secretly handed over the prized Arkenstone, a gem Thorin coveted above all else, to the elves and men as a bargaining chip. Though his actions were met with betrayal and anger, Bilbo's selfless act set the stage for a tenuous alliance. For just as the battle lines were drawn, a greater threat emerged, a vast army of goblins and wargs, seeking vengeance for their fallen kin and the dragon's treasure. United by a common enemy, the dwarfs, elves, and men joined forces in what would come to be known as the Battle of the Five Armies. In the midst of the bloody fray, Thorin, who had become blinded by his obsession with gold, realized the folly of his ways and reconciled with Bilbo. Together, they fought valiantly alongside their newfound allies, fending off the merciless onslaught. As the battle raged, the tide turned with the arrival of the Great Eagles and Beorn, the shape-shifting bearman. With their aid, the forces of good vanquished the goblin horde, but not without great cost. Thorin, mortally wounded, shared a tender farewell with Bilbo, recognizing the hobbit's wisdom and the value of friendship over riches. His heart heavy with loss, Bilbo paid his respects to the fallen dwarf king and his loyal nephews, Fili and Kili. With the battle won, Dane was crowned the new king under the mountain, and a new era of peace and prosperity began for the inhabitants of Middle-earth. True to his word, Dane granted a share of the dragon's hoard to the men and elves, who in turn used it to rebuild their homes and enrich their lives. Bilbo, forever changed by his journey, decided to return to the Shire, accompanied by Gandalf and a few dwarf companions. Laden with riches and tales of his grand adventure, he found that his once cherished life of peace and quiet now felt somewhat lacking. The once timid and unassuming hobbit had grown into a seasoned traveler and wise sage, sharing his wisdom and experiences with those willing to listen. And so, Bilbo Baggins' remarkable adventure came to an end. But the tale of the hobbit, as it would be known, was far from over. For the seemingly innocuous ring that Bilbo carried with him would play a central role in the epic saga that would unfold in the years to come, shaping the fate of all who dwelt in the lands of Middle-earth. In the masterful hands of J.R.R. Tolkien, The Hobbit is a tale of transformation, friendship, and courage. It tells the story of a small and unassuming creature who discovers the power within him to change the world. As Bilbo's journey unfolds, so too does the reader's understanding of the true meaning of heroism and the indomitable strength of the human spirit.